Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for presenting for the board of meeting today. I am Tan Sri Yusuf Jalil, the chairman of this meeting. Without further ado, I would like to start the meeting now. Ms. Fauzana, could you please confirm the presence of the quorum?
Sure, Tansri. Everyone is present except for our director, Mr. Nathan Nair. We shall proceed to the meeting now.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. Since the required quorum is present, I hereby call the meeting to order. I would like to commence the meeting by introducing our company directors, which is Dato Mokhtar, Mr. Yo, Wan Sri, and Mr. Nathan Nair, but he is absent today. Alright, with the consent of the members present, I declare that the notice of board of meeting having been circulated for the prescribed period was taken as read. Ms. Fauzana, can you please read the procedure for the meeting and explain the voting procedure to us?
Alright, Tansri. The procedure for the meeting will be followed by the agenda written in the notice of board meeting. The chairman will announce to end the discussion of any resolution and going into voting. All the resolution is set out in the notice of board meeting would be voted by show of hands depending where needed. Every director has one vote. A resolution is passed if it is agreed by all directors present without dissent or if a majority of votes cast on it are in favor of it. Any questions? If no questions, Tansri, may you proceed with your first agenda?
Ms. Fauzana. So I'll start with the objective of the meeting. As you all can see, the objective for today is to discuss on few matters to get the approval of the board on some agendas and also to be prepared for the upcoming 35th annual general meeting, which is on 22nd January 2022. Okay. So here are our agendas. We have 11 agendas for today. We'll start with resolution related to ordinary business of AGM. So this is our first agenda. The first agenda is to review and approve the audited financial statement for the financial year ended 30th September 2021. As you all know, our auditors from Ernst & Young have resigned by giving a notice on 15 November 2021. They have completed the audit process and have submitted us the audited financial statement. Financial statement comprises of statement of financial position, statement of profit and loss, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flow for the year ended. And also there are additional of notes to the financial statement, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In the auditor's opinion, the accompanying financial statement gives a true and fair view of the financial position of our company as at 30th September 2021, and it is in compliance with the generally accepted accounting principles. I believe everyone has read through the audited financial statement. Is there any questions to ask?
No, Tansri.
Right. If there are no more questions, I would like to put the resolution to vote. Please raise your hand if you agree to approve the audited financial statements. Alright, since everyone agrees, I hereby declare that the resolution to review and approve the audited financial statement of the company for the financial year ended 30th September 2021 is passed. Okay. Now we'll go to our next agenda, which is approval of reports or statements for the financial year ended 30th September 2021 of our company. As of that, Wan Sri Lim Ting Yi is invited to present her opinion on this matter.
Alright, thank you to Tansri. Based on the opinions of director, the operations of the company is not substantially affected by any event of material, transaction, item or even unusual nature. So the details that are disclosed on 30 September 2021 of financial statement are at true and fairly viewed as what is audited. So it also was prepared according to the generally accepted accounting principle.
If so, then there is no questions or problem regarding the director's report, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What about the auditor's report of our company? Is there any questions since the auditor has given the opinion on the financial statements?
No, Tansri.
No, Tansri.
Since we have no problem with this agenda, please raise your hand if you agree to approve the director's and auditor's report. since everyone agrees, here I declare that the resolution to approve reports or statements of companies related to financial statement for the year ended 30th September 2021 has passed. Not forgetting that we should circulate copies of financial statement and reports at least 21 days before the AGM. I hope Ms. Fauzana will take charge to send it to all the members of the company, every person who is entitled to receive the notice of general meeting, auditors and debenture holders if requested. Thus, the audited financial statements, directors and also auditors' reports will be presented in the next AGM for discussion only.
Okay, Tan Sri.
Next, we move to the third agenda, which is to re-elect directors who retire by rotation. We will select 2% from us to retire during the AGM. Based on Section 205 of the Companies Act, every subsequent year, one-third of the directors shall be retired from office during AGM. We have to determine who should be retired from the board this year. Do you all have any suggestion?
Yes, Tan Sri. I think we shall retire the director who holds the post for the longest period among us. According to Companies Act 2016 and our Constitution, the director who holds office for the longest time since the last election should be retired for the rotation from the board. In this case, Datuk Mokhtar Haji Rasuki has served since the year 2012 and Puan Sri Lim Teng Yee has served since the year 2012 based on their last re-election. As they were the longest, I think it will be the best choice to retire. How about others' opinion?
I agreed with you, Warsaw.
Yes, agreed. I think I can retire at a coming annual general meeting.
Hence, Dato Mokhtar and Puan Lin will retire in the upcoming AGM and can be re-elected again if they agree with it. Okay, now I declare that this agenda is resolved. Okay, so let's proceed on our next agenda. This agenda is about reviewing and approving directors' fees and benefits for next year. I will pass this to Dato to clarify on this matter.
Hi, Mr. Nathan is not here, but prior to this meeting, we had a discussion about this since everyone knows Mr. Nathan Nair represents our remuneration committee. So the remuneration committee has already met to review the matter of board remunerations. So we have decided to retain the director's fee and benefit for each of directors. So the total remunerations of director is 600,000 per annum. And it is decided in such a way because we want to motivate the director to face the challenges since the outbreak of COVID-19 has drastically reduced our company profits. So in my opinion, such internal motivation can make the director work harder in planning strategy to get back on track.
I am sorry, but I do not agree with Datuk's suggestion. I don't think this is the best idea. The amount should be reduced because of the financial performance of our company. Since the company is affected during this COVID-19, the company should try to lower the expenses including directors' remuneration.
So indeed, the outbreak has affected our profit and income. However, if we reduce the amounts of fee and benefit, it will not only affect the motivation of director, but also create internal pressure for the director because they do not receive an equivalent remuneration for their hard work. So in this pandemic, there are a lot of challenges that need to be considered to ensure our company will survive. So if the fee are reduced, I'm afraid that they will lose the interest in directing the company.
Okay, since there is only one objection from Mr. Yeo, we will agree that the director's fees and benefits for the coming year will be the same as the current year, amounting to RM 600,000 for the time being. The approval of this agenda will be done in our AGM. I hereby declare that the agenda has been resolved. Okay, everyone, we are here now for the fifth agenda regarding the appointment and fixing remuneration of the auditor. So I give the opportunity to Dato to give your opinion on this matter.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. Before I give my opinion, everyone knows that the auditor from Ernst & Young has already resigned from our company, right? So in order to appoint a new auditor as based on Companies Act 2016, The board shall appoint an auditor at any time before the first AGM to fill the vacancy in the office of auditor. So due to this issue, I have discussed with Puan Sri and Mr. Nathan Nair, since they represent as our audit committee. They have appointed a new auditor before our board meeting, and they have already received the letter of consent from our new auditors. So our company has already sent the notice of resignations of the auditor to the registrar within 7 days after receiving the notice from our prior auditor.
Alright. So what we have already appointed a new auditor, but how about the remuneration of our new auditor? Do we need to fix the current term or adjust it?
So prior to this meeting, I have discussed with Mr. Natanaya. We think it is much better if we stay with the current remunerations of 50,000 per annum, so there will be no problem with remuneration.
I understand. Does everyone agree with that too?
Yes,
Yes,
we agree.
There's no problem on this agenda. I would like to put the resolution to vote. If you agree regarding the appointment of our new auditors from KPMG Malaysia and their remuneration, please raise your hand. Okay, I declare that the resolution to the appointment of our new auditor and fixing remuneration of an auditor has passed. Next, we move to our sixth agenda, which is about the authority to issue shares according to Section 75 and 76 of Companies Act 2016. Mr. Yeo, could you please help me to explain to the directors in detail?
Sure, Tan Sri. According to Section 75 and 76 of Company Act 2016, the directors of the company are empowered to issue and allot shares upon the approval by way of resolution by the company has been obtained. And further, that such authority shall commence immediately upon the passing of this resolution and continue to be in force until the conclusion for the next annual general meeting of the company.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yeo. With regards to this, do you all have any questions about this?
No.
No.
Right.
No.
If there's no question, shall we proceed to vote? For those who agree and approve with this, please raise your hand. Further approval from members will be done in the coming AGM, and hereby I declare that the agenda has been resolved. Okay, then we'll proceed with the agenda of the amendment of the Constitution. Puan Sri, can you please explain further?
Yes, Tan Sri. The amendments of the Constitution is on clause 59 in the relation to technology to be used for the purpose of this clause. So moreover, pursuant to non-applications of par value, the amendments of Constitution is proposed by removing par value and share premium in clause 110. So the amendments of Constitution on clause 59 and 110 in relation to the modes of meeting and no par value are required in view which we has practiced during the CMCO and taking the consideration of the new Company Act 2016 requirement. So relating to the clause 59, it will be amended to the proposed clause of 59.1, 59.2 and 59.3. So due to the conditional movement control order CMCO, and based on the guidance note on the conduct of general meeting for the listed issuance by the Security Commission Malaysia. So listed issuers shall only conduct fully virtual general meeting during CMCO period. So a fully virtual general meeting is to be conducted online without any physical meeting venue, and also the shareholder will participate by audio or the video capability. So the only venue involved is the broadcast venue, where only the essential individual are physically present to organize the fully virtual general meeting. So then relating to the clause 110, the purpose is amended by issuing any share of the company as fully or in partly pay up and to invest and to deal with the monies of the company, not immediately required upon such security and in such a manner as many from time to time to be determined.
Okay, thank you, Puan Sri. Is there any question about the amendment of Constitution?
No.
No.
Ms. Fauzana, do you have anything to say about the resolution?
We should alter the constitution by means of a special resolution. In order to do so, we should first serve a notice to our members. The notice period for such a notice is at least 21 days for public company like ours. For the special resolution to be passed, it will require 75% of the shareholders' approval in our coming AGM. Once the special resolution is passed, I, as the company secretary, will file the necessary document with registrar within 30 days of the passing of the resolution.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana, and I declare that the agenda has been resolved. Moreover, we also received a notice of resignation from Ernst & Young to inform that they would discontinue the audit and assurance service. Puan Sri, may you explain further?
Yes, sure, Tan Sri. We have received the notice of resignation from our PO auditor, Ernst & Young, on 15 November 2021 due to their end of the service. So according to the section 281, any notice of resignation given by the auditor would affect the company at its registered office. So the notice of resignation would bring the auditor terms of office to end after 21 days from the notice is given and from any date that may be specified in the notice. So due to this, Ernst & Young may discontinue after 21 days after the notice that was given on 15 November 2021.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yo. Regarding this issue, is there any questions?
I have a question. Have we informed the registrar about the resignation of an auditor?
Yes, we have informed the registrar about the resignation of the auditor by sending a copy of the notice of resignations of auditor within 7 days from the date we received the notice from the auditor about the resignation. So hence, we have submitted the notice to the CCM on the 20 November 2021.
Thank you for the clear explanation, Puan Sri. Yes, we do need to inform the registrar based on Section 282 of Companies Act 2016. Puan Sri, may you proceed to explain further about the appointment of our new auditor?
Yes, sure, Tan Sri. The vacancy of the auditor shall be filled and it has been discussed among the audit community. So after considering the proposal from them, Mr. Nathan Nayan and I have decided to choose KPMG Malaysia as our new auditor. They would be responsible to report to the member on the financial statement and also on the company accounting and other record relating to those financial statements. So we have also received the letter of consent from the KPMG prior to our board meeting.
Okay, thank you, Puan Sri. So shall we proceed to vote? For those who agree and approve with this, please raise your hand. And therefore, I declare that the agenda has been resolved. Okay, then we'll proceed with the agenda of the discussion on the letter of demand. Mr. Yo, can you please explain further about this?
Yes, Tan Sri. We had received a letter of demand from Kumpulan Kencana Berhad for outstanding balance of RM652,500 for purchasing steels in the previous year by our subsidiary, Maju Bina Sinar Berhad. Moreover, our subsidiary has failed to make payment to them as agreed pursuant to the term of their sale and purchase agreement of the materials, and to avoid the legal obligation from their side, we should make payment in 14 days, which is before 8 December 2022. According to Section 466 bracket 2, Kumpulan Kencana can pass a petition to wind up our company by filing it in the court within 6 months from the expiry date of the notice of demand. Hence, we should take this matter seriously.
Thank you for the clear explanation, Mr. Yo. Yes, we need to make payment before the date to avoid any legal obligation from Kumpulan Kencana Berhad. What are the opinions of other directors on these matters?
Yes,
Yes,
agree
agree.
that we
Yes,
should
agree.
settle the payment.
Yeah, okay. Okay, all agreed. Then I declare that the agenda is resolved. Okay, now our 10th agenda, which is about indemnity. We have actually received a query from Mr. Yo about indemnity as he is concerned about the possibility of legal action against him by third parties. Can you explain further, Dato, about this matter?
Sure can, that's it. Okay, according to section 289 state that a company may indemnify its director in respect of any liability to any person other than the company where the third party for any act or omission in his capacity as a director and cost incurred by the director in defending or settling any claim or proceeding related to such liability, except if there is any liability of the director to pay a fine in criminal proceeding or a sum payable to a regulatory authority or any liability incurred by the director in defending the criminal or civil proceeding. So hence, Mr. Yeowa, if there's any legal actions against you by third party, there is a possibility of being indemnified by the company.
Yeah, I would like to ask if Mr. Yo, are you clear about the indemnity or do you need further explanation?
The explanation is detailed and I can understand it better now. Thank you, Datuk Mokhtar Haji Dasuki, for your explanation.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mokhtar. Okay, now we will proceed with our last agenda, which is to finalize the notice of AGM and method of conducting the 35th AGM. I will pass this to Ms. Pausana since she has drafted our notice of AGM.
Now, I will explain about our coming 35th AGM. Our next AGM has been finalized and it will be held on 20th January 2022 at 10 a.m. We are planning to have a virtual meeting due to our pandemic situation. Hence, the broadcast venue will be at Maju Vertigas meeting room presented by our chairman and all of our other directors, while all the other members can access our virtual meeting through Boat 2.0 online. An administrative guide regarding the broadcast of AGM will be then delivered to all shareholders through the publishment on company official website. Our main resolution to hold the AGM is to present our first is approved audited financial statements. Second, approved reports statements related to financial statement. Third, retire one third of our directors, which is Dato Mokhtar and Puan Sri. Fourth is to get approval for the fee and benefits of directors. Fifth is to clarify the appointment and fixing remuneration of auditors. Sixth is to authority to issue share according to section 75 and 76. Seventh is to present our amended constitution.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fauzana. Perhaps you can actually finalize our notice on AGM and issue it to the members.
Okay, Tansri.
Okay, all right. It is great that all our agenda has been discussed. As a review on our meeting today, Ms. Fauzana, could you please help us to conclude what we have discussed today?
Sure, Tansri. I will briefly conclude for each agenda. We have total of 11 agendas. First agenda is the audited financial statement of Maju Vertika Berhad for the financial year end 30th September 2021 has been reviewed and approved by the board. Second agenda is about the resolution to approve reports or statements of the companies related to its financial statement for the year ended 30th September 2021 is as passed. Third agenda is Dato Mokhtar and Puan Sri will be retired and be re-elected in our coming AGM. Fourth agenda is regarding the fees and benefits. The majority agree that the amount of directors' fees and benefits for the coming year will be same as the current year. Fifth is about the appointment and fixing remuneration of auditors has passed, and also new auditor will be appointed before next AGM. Sixth agenda is regarding the authority to issue share based on the section 76 and section 75 of Companies Act 2016. All board members agreed and approved this. Seventh agenda is the amendment of the constitution is related to clause 59 and 110. All, all directors have approved and agreed for the proposed amendment by the way of alteration, modification, addition and deletion from the existing clause to the proposed clause of 59.1, 59.2, 59.3 and some deletion clause in clause 110. Eighth agenda is due to the resignation of Ernst and Young, KPMG Malaysia will be appointed as our new auditor and all directors have agreed. Ninth agenda on agreed to settle the outstanding balance of RM 652,500 on behalf of our subsidiary Maju Bina Sdn Bhd. 10th agenda is on clarification on indemnity according to section 289 for Mr. Yo. And our last agenda, which is 11th agenda, we have finalized to have a virtual AGM and draft of notice AGM have been finalized too.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fauzana, for the conclusion. I hope you can prepare for the minutes of meeting for today's meeting. If there are no questions or matters that need to be discussed, I would like to look for a motion to adjourn.
I propose that the meeting to be adjourned.
I second the proposal.
Okay, hence I declare this meeting to be adjourned. Thank you for coming today, and our meeting has ended now. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.